In the last detailed video, we saw how the cockpit wings and prongs were designed. This one will cover the frame, stand, and remaining components. If you'd instead like a fast overview of how the ship was constructed, I recommend clicking below to jump to the final assembly step. Now I'm going to put together this top rear orange section that comes back over from behind the cockpit to the upper tail. And it uses a lot of the orange headlight bricks. So to start with, so this is a orange headlight into the back of an orange headlight with a cheese on top, a 1x2 slope below. And then that's plugged in via a 1x2 plate into another couple of orange headlights, and in this case with a round plate on it. So it looks like this to start. And then here's two more headlights with a 1x2 plate, and it's just going to plug in on top. So it's going to give us a stud reversal. That. Then I've got two more of these headlight into headlight bricks. This now with a curved too long slope on top. And each of these, the back of the headlight will plug into the top of this headlight. So a similar thing here. Okay. And then I'll take a 2x2 tile and just finish it off. Okay. So it's looking like that. This is a 75-degree slope. Plugged in below is a brick and a plate, and it will go into this plate. Oops, the other way, like so. And then over the top is a 1x4 tile. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 bricks, and there's a plate in here. And it will just go right over the top. Like this. Okay. And it's symmetrical. You're going to need a mirror image. Okay. The next bit starts with some plates. So let's pull this off. So this is a 1x6 plate. Has a cheese and a plate on each side, and then a 2x2 plate underneath it. And it's going to plug into, take this off for a second. It's going to plug into a 2x6 plate, a 2x3 plate on top, which itself has cheese on each side. And then here on top of this dark blue plate, I've got a couple of these assemblies with just a plate with a bar, a couple plates with clips. These plates with clips only come in 1x1 for orange. That's why I have them, they're individual. Then this is, I needed to get 3.5 plates distance. So it's to headlight into a headlight with a plate in the back. And on top of that, this is a 2x2 plate with 2 jumpers on top. And it'll go in like this, so it's flush on the top. Okay. Then back here, this is a 1x2 Technic brick with 2 holes. And it's got a plate on top, plate in the back. It's plugged into this bit in yellow as a 1x2 plate with 2 clips, and then it goes into the 2 of these plates with bars. And then this segment will connect back up here to this light blade piece. So we'll look, let's see, like this. Okay. So then going back to these side elements, then each of these comes in on the side, right on top of those plates with the clips. So it'll look like this. And then here I've got 3 1x4 bricks, couple plates, and a 1x3 tile. And then on top of that are going to be more 3 long plates and a couple of these rounded slope bricks or slopes. And the reason I'm using a tile here is that later there's a bit of the tail comes in, meets that flush, and so the stud, we can't have a stud there, it gets in the way. So this segment then will fit into this one. And so I'll put those two together, and then we'll go right into those 2 jumpers below. That's why the spacing had to be perfect. And so it looks like this from the top, this from below. But you're only actually going to see it from the side. So I'll come back to that in just a second. Next bit starts with one of these horse hitchings. And I've got a tile, and then plugged in underneath are a couple of these slopes with a cutout into a brick with side stud that has a cheese on it. So it looks like this. And then this bit is this is a pretty simple 2x4 plate, a 1x4 plate, has 2 plates on top and some tiles. And a cheese. And the part with the horse hitching just fits right, slides right in. But it's not connected, and to connect it, I'm going to use a tile. So it looks like that. And you can see later when we assemble the ship, this segment is going to fit in on top. And the angle turns out to be quite nice. But we'll do that in just a little bit. Okay, so the next component, we'll just start with one of these brackets. Has a 1x2 plate underneath and on top. And then, we're going to take one of these bricks with grills. On top, there's a 1x1 plate here. We're going to add a 1x1 brick with side stud in the front. We're going to take one of these plates with the kind of claw, the 3 small claws that here. And I'm using that because it's just a perfect slope to fill a little gap that it turned out I had on the edge. And then this is a brick with side stud on top of 2 1x1 bricks. And we're going to add it so it faces out this way. Okay. So the component looks like this. Then on top of it, we're going to be adding this bit. This is a 1x6 plate with a 1x4 plate on top. And then symmetrical on each side, there are one of these 2x2 corner plates. Has a plate with a door rail above and below. And the below portion has a 1x1 plate underneath it. And then the part that's above has a cheese slope on top. So it fits in there. So it looks like this. And then this portion is going to, this component will just pop in right underneath it. And a similar thing here. Then on each side, we're going to add a 75-degree inverted slope. with the cheese on top, and then use 1x2 cheese to lock that in place. So like this. Then we've got two of these little assemblies, so it's two of the curved slopes, plate underneath it, and then two 1x1 plates. And that will come in like this. Okay, so you can see from the side. And we'll do the same thing over here. Okay. Then to give this whole thing a lot more strength, we're adding this bit. So it's 1x2 plates, and then a 1x4 tile. Just holding it like that. And then we've got 75-degree slopes on top of hinge bricks, and we'll get two of those. So it'll look like that. And then lastly, two of these assemblies. It's a headlight brick, a plate, a brick, and then a 1x4 plate and a 1x3 tile. And we'll do that. And that's to give it the perfect blocking right around that grill. This little gap won't be seen. It's covered up by something else. And it's again symmetrical. So this little assembly is ready to go. All right, so now we'll start on the support for the upper tail. And it begins with a 2x2 plate. On top of that's a 1x2 plate, 1x2 Technic brick with 2 holes. And then that's fastened. On top of that is a 2x3 and a 2x4 plate. And this has a jumper at the back. Then this bit is comprised of a 1x4 plate on a 2x4 plate. Then on each side there's a 1x3, 1x1 plate, 1x2 plate with a 1x3 tile on top. Just like that. And there's a jumper inset in the center there. So then this component will fit on top, like so. And then on top of that will be over here is a 1x2 plate, another one of those 1x2 Technic bricks with the 2 holes. And then it's all capped with a 2x2 tile with 1x2 plates. So it's like this. Then this bit is a 1x2 Technic brick with a half pin. It's into a 1x2 Technic brick, and then that 1x2 Technic brick has a 1x1 brick with studs on both sides. Just straighten this back out. And that's so when I latch this in here, there is just building support for this stud in the back, which turns out to be very important later on. And so it's supported both by this brick, and then that brick is supported with the one that's next to it. Then on top of that, here's a 1x3 brick. It's got a plate and a tile on each side, and a you can see a 1x2, 1x3 plate. And this whole segment then goes right in the center here. And it sits in both of those two jumper plates. And it's all underneath. And now we've got this 3-wide section, which is locked very securely back here. And this stud is, again, isn't going anywhere. Then for stud reversal, 2 of these units, which are each made up of 4 headlight bricks. Headlight brick, headlight brick, plate, just like that, and then fits in like so. And the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now we have studs going down. Set this aside for just a moment. And then this little assembly looks like a 2x4 plate, 1x3 plate, 1x1 plate, and underneath it there's a 1x4 plate and a too long cheese on top. And then this is, stop for a second, 2 headlight bricks, and then a brick with side studs into the back of the headlight brick. There's a tile on top, and that snaps in there like so. Okay. And then this unit is a jumper plate, brick with side studs, and then I'm putting a 1x3 tile on top. Okay. And then there's a 1x2 plate with 2 cheese at the end. Let's see. And then on each side, this is an arch brick with a brick with side stud, and it will go in like so, and like so. And then this entire unit fits in underneath that assembly we made earlier. So then next for this assembly, there are 2 of these stacked bits, 1, 2, 4 long plates, a 1x4 tile, 2 plates and cheese, and this connects in like so, and similar thing on the other side. Then we've got there's a locked element here. Take this tile off. So 2 stacked 1x3 plates, a 1x1 plate, the brick with side stud, and then that 1x4 tile goes on top just to lock the entire assembly. Okay, and so all of these studs, this section in the middle is held very securely. 2 of these round 2x2 plates and round 2x2 tiles on top. And this is echoing a design element from the front of the ship. I want it to be. Okay. Set this aside for just a moment. So the next portion we'll start here. So this bit is there's a 1x2 Technic brick in the middle, and then on each side are a brick with a side stud. I spent a long time adjusting the angle, so I didn't want to take it back apart, but it's in there securely. And the brick with side stud each have a 1x2 plate behind it. The Technic brick then has a couple of those 1x2 plates, a brick, and a plate. And into this, we're going to plug 2 1x3 plates that have brick with side stud above and below. There's another plate here, 1x2 plate here, and this entire unit then will end up looking like this. Then underneath on each side, we've got a headlight brick with a tile and a cheese and a brick with a side stud that plugs in the back. That connects to via a long cheese slope to an 18-degree slope. And that unit then plugs in like this. And same thing over on this side. Oops. Fix that up. Okay. And just get that back in there. Just tighten that back up. Okay, pretty good. And so I really like this cut line up underneath. There's just there's a nice reveal. See the angle. Then on here where you see the plate come up, each of these is going to get a slope, like this, and a headlight brick with cheese and another engine, like this. So the unit looks like this. Now coming back, we can then take this and apply it here on top, and it just will fit right around that other assembly, like this. Okay, nice and tight. And just to show how this is going to work, here's the that upper tail section. It itself is comprised of one of these big slopes. It's got some bricks, a couple of 1x6 plates, and I'm just using a couple headlight bricks to get the stud going in the right direction, and that capped it like this. And that section, when we assemble the final ship, will then fit in like this and end up hanging up off the rear. Okay, so this portion is ready to go. All right, now I'm going to start work on the stand, and begin with this bit. So this is a apart. So a couple of 2x2 corner plates go together on a 1x2 brick. That brick then has a brick with a grill in the front. And we're going to put a 2x3 plate with a round tile on top. This is a 1x6 plate. There are 2 headlights, a plate, and a tile. And it will snap in underneath. And then I've got 2 of these assemblies. Each one is a 2x2 corner plate. Underneath a 2x2 brick with 2 side studs. This is a brick with a headlight with a plate on it. So these 2 go together, and then it's latched together with this corner plate, and then the corner plate goes here. And we'll do the same thing over on this side. Okay. Then 2 of these long cheese, they'll go in like this. Okay. And this little component is ready. We need 1 more, and it looks exactly the same. The next bit starts with a 2x8 plate here in black. There's a 2x6 plate on top of it, and then just a bunch of tiles on top. So 3 2x2 tiles, some cheese here at the end. And then underneath this, I'm going to put 4 of these bricks with side stud. And we're going to use some boat studs underneath. So studs, studs, boat stud, boat stud. And then here in the center on each side, I'm going to take a 1x2 Technic brick with 2 holes, attach that, and then latch it in place with a boat stud from underneath. And here's the same thing over on this side. Okay, let's put this on for a second. And there's only one of these, by the way. The next bit is a series of stacked plates and then bricks with side stud or Technic bricks. So start with this is depth of 2 stacked plates, brick with side studs, 2 of them on each side, a plate on top. It goes into a round plate that has a 2x3 plate on top of it. That 2x, oops, let's see here. So that 2x3 plate, crack this off, has 2 of these brick with side studs opposing one another. 2 of these Technic brick with 2 holes, has a half pin and a friction pin, like so. And then on top of it, this is each a 3 long plate with another. Oops, I forgot to put this back on. So on top of that is a 2x3 plate, then the 1x3 plate, and it's the same thing. Brick with 2 holes, half pin, brick with side stud. Okay, so it looks like this. And this bit we will also need 2 of. Then the next bit is just a bunch of stacked plates structure. So there's a 2x6 plate, 2x8 plate. Here, put a bracket underneath. There's a 1x2 plate here in the back. That goes into a 2x8 plate and a 1x2 plate. And then this edge has more plates and a 6 long tile and a 1 long tile. See here. This edge is cheese. So 2, 2, 2, 1. And then this last bit is just a 2x2 plate with a 2x2 tile. And we need 2 sets of matched reflected pairs. These. And with that, you should be able to start some assembly. So we're going to take, so here's that center section. We'll put one of these here, and then take this big section here, snap it in. Something similar over here. Okay, it's quite strong, as you would expect. Same thing over here. And like so. And they're a very strong basis for the stand. This component that we made earlier then will go on the end, so all these match studs, and hold everything even tighter. So one of these on each side. Okay. So at this point, we can start to add some of the lift arms. So on each side, so these nice trans clear lift arms, put one in the back. And then we've got a matched set here, and then this is a bunch of half pins. So put that in like that. And then cap it all off. And this is just a 4-long axle. So we'll put that in. Okay, so that's one half. Same thing for the other half. Okay, 4-long axle. And looks like this. Okay. Next bit starts with this. So there's a 2x3 plate and a 2x2 plate underneath a 1x4 plate. 2x2 tile, 1x2 tile. And then underneath that we'll go. Make sure I didn't. Underneath that goes 2 of these 1x2 brick with 2 side studs, and then an opposed pair of headlight bricks. And I'll latch those headlight bricks in with a boat stud. So it looks like that. And then this is one of those, it's a 2x4 wedge, and there are 4 headlight bricks just opposed, facing opposite one another, like so, on top of a boat stud, and this going right underneath the wedge. So, and then this wedge itself then will go in on top like that. Okay. And then I've got 2 of these 18-degree slopes, black slopes, and they will latch everything together. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And we need 3 more of these. They're all symmetrical. Once we have them on the exposed bit of the stud here, they go like that. And like so. So then I have a bunch of sets of these guys. So this is a 2x2 corner slope. It's a corner inverted or something. Comes to this nice nice point. On top of that is a slope of the cutout, a plate, a cylinder, and then I took several of these pin joiners with Technic bricks, put them together like so. And they go into ultimately at the end, into a headlight brick. So it looks like that. And this segment then will go into these exposed studs here. So looking like that. And we need similar setup for the other arms. Oops. Everything's still fragile, so yeah, snaps together yet. Which I will do now, actually. So this is a couple of 33-degree slopes. Could have been a 2x3 30-degree. I just didn't have it in black. A 1x2 brick. And on each side, underneath here, this will go. Oops. This will go in on top. And after that's in place, we'll put a boat stud underneath. Similar over here. And the boat stud. So it's looking like this. Then to really give strength to those extended arms, I've got several of these. So this is a 2x, take this apart. This is a 2x3 plate, has a cheese on it, 1x4 plate with a tile on top, slope with cutout, and then one more cheese and a plate. And I've got 4 of these in matched sets. And these guys will then go along the front, and by connecting all these studs from the side, give this thing a lot of strength. It also gives, I think, a nice looking profile to this from the top. So that intentionally I matched up the those slopes with the cutout here and then here. I think it's kind of pleasing. And last one. Okay, and that's the completed stand. So, moving on to the main frame. I'll start with this 2x6 plate. It has 4 of these 1x2 Technic bricks with 2 holes on top. And then below is a 2x2 plate, and then 2 more of the 1x2 Technic bricks with 2 holes, in this case with friction pin. And underneath that, we're going to put a 2x3 plate, 2x2 plate, and a 1x2 plate. And then on here is a 1x4 brick and a 1x4 plate. So it's like that. Then next bit is a 33-degree inverted 1x3 slope. On top of that is a 2x2 corner plate, and on top of that is a headlight brick backed by a brick with side stud. Give it more strength in place. Like that, and then this little unit goes there, and there's a reflected version on this side. And, this is a 1x1 brick with side stud. It has a plate and a tile in the front, and it will go right there. Same thing on the other side. And now there's this even part here with the 2 studs in front. Then this component, take it apart. So this is a 2x4 plate. It has 2 1x2 plates underneath it, 2 stacked 1x4, and then a 1x2 plate behind. The front, we're going to put 4 headlight bricks, and then seal those up with these 2x2 corner plates. So, and this is a 1x2 Technic brick with 2 holes. Has a plate on it, and we're going to latch it in like this. And then this little assembly will go right on top. Okay. So at this stage, now I can bring back the stand, and we'll add this unit to the stand. So I'll come in from here. These big trans-clear lift arms. There's a friction pin, and obviously. Just go around. Oops. Next up, this is a 1x1 Technic brick. It has a half pin this side. This side's another 1x1 brick with side stud, 1x1 brick with side stud there. And then the pin here will go into this hole. So we'll set like that. And then this unit is, take this apart just a little bit. So this is a 1x2 brick with 2 side studs, plate. It's got a corner plate on top. Corner plate has 2 more plates underneath it. And then on top of that, we'll go 1x3 plate, 1x2, 2x2. And you can see a plate, tile, cheese. So that looks like that. And this then will just go right on from the top and latch it. And we'll do a similar thing on this side. Same setup. Okay. Then this next bit, this is a 1x4 brick with 4 side studs, and there's a oops, if I get it off. There's another Technic brick with 2 holes securely there. This is a 1x6 plate. It's got 2 corner plates, 1x2, 1x4, and it sits on top like this. And I'm going to take this unit, and if I can get it in, it's going to come in from here, slide it up, and then it's going to hold everything very tightly. Cinched in. Okay. Then the next bit, pull this off. So we have these 14 long Technic bricks. There's here, there's 2 6 long Technic bricks here that are put together with pins and will fit in. So, as a jumper at the front. Then 2 more 1x4 Technic bricks in the back. It's got a bracket underneath, bracket on top, plate, 2x2 plate, and a 2x2 tile. And to put this side back on. So this is very strong. And then there's a 1x4 tile here that will sit right across those jumpers. And that's actually to give the support for the cockpit later, so it sits at rest at just the right angle. So then this unit will go right on top. Is that strong? The next component, we've got two of the 1x2 Technic bricks with 2 holes. There's a 2x2 plate on top. Goes into a 1x6 plate, and then that 1x6 plate has 2x2, a couple of corner plates, another 1x6, and then 2 stacked 1x1s. And this little assembly will come up on here and plug into the back. Okay. There. So then there's room here to put an axle through, just for a little bit of extra support. It's just floating freely, but it sits in like that. And then I've got these 1x2 brick with 2 side studs, and it will come in underneath. And do the same thing here. And then lastly, down on the stand where these transclear lift arms come together, I'm going to put in an axle. I think these are the old belay, but this is a 4-long axle. And that's the completed frame. So let's start on the underside wing, that lower fin. And to start with, we've got these 1x4 Technic bricks with a 2x3 plate, 1x4, 1x3 plates on top. And then in the center of that, there are 2 Technic bricks with friction pins. There's a light plate here, and then this is an inverted bracket. Okay. So put that together like that. And then this segment gets a 1x4 plate on top to lock it. Okay. And then underneath it, this is a 2x4 plate, and then you can see stacked a 2x3, 2x4. There's another bracket, inverted bracket in the center, some more plates stacked up. On this back edge, these are brick with side stud, and there's this 2x4 plate with these sort of center roofing tile. Okay. So we're going to attach this plate right in on top of here, so the brackets are together, and then take a 2x4 tile. 2x2 tile, rather. Put it on top to lock those sections, make them much, much stronger. Next we have this section. So it's a 2x4 tile with some of the bricks on top. That's going into a couple of 2x2 bricks. And then starting on this edge, you can see a series of bricks with side studs. and those are going into these jumper plates. Okay, and there's 4 of those. It goes like that. And those jumper plates then themselves are going into a 2x4 plate with a 2x4 tile on top. And then 2 more jumper plates. So, and then this segment will go just right in on top. Like so. Okay. Next, this component is a series of 2 plates, and then every 2 plates there's a brick with 2 side studs. So you can see it like here. And so we have 1, 2, 3 of those. Along the edges, there on each side are 3 of the 2 long cheese plates. And then on top, one of those cool new jumpers. We could put this like so. Okay. And on the bottom, oops. Oh yeah, sorry. On the bottom, instead of these, the bottom 2 are not 1x1 plates; they're 2x2, and it comes out into so there's another one of these bricks with 2 side studs. On this side, in this case, each side we've put a jumper, and then another one of those new jumpers that can be attached to something in the center on that solid stud on top of the brick with the 2 side studs. So, and then this entire unit is then going to go here on those 2 jumpers. So that's to give a little bit of interest as a quarter plate now relief there for these jumpers to give some texture and lets these cheese plates be inset just a bit, which I think is an interesting look. The next segment here is a series of 1x2 plates alternated with bricks with side stud, and this is just basic snot. So there's two plates and then the bricks, and so and we see that 1, 2, 3, 4 series of the bricks with side stud. And just let me pop a couple of these off, and you can see like that. So that series continues all the way to the end here, and then there's 2 headlight bricks with tiles, 1x2, and then all along, and then these are all jumper plates, including all through here. This 2x4 tile also has 2 jumpers, a white and a black one underneath. So it fastens in like so. You can see underneath the 1x1 or the 2x2 tile. This is the jumper. So I've done it in such a way that the just lots of these jumpers to give us just the right lip that we're going to use at the end to put the end of this tile into. Give it a nice clean look. So this entire segment will then latch in here, like this. Then we've got these 75-degree slopes. The one at the bottom has 2 of these plates with bars, and then 2 plates with clips. There's a 2 1x2 plates, 1 1x2 plate, and the end is capped off with a 2x2 tile. And so this segment will just go right on top. Then this is some more of those peak tile roofing tiles. There are 3 of them. There are plates underneath. And then I've used finger hinges, so the white and black segments. And similar to what I did for the front prongs, there are these 1x3 tiles, and I just took the interior studs and put them into the hollow studs in the finger tiles. So this segment then will connect here like so. And then it should come in nice. So it connects back around, and we've got the black blocking with a little zig around the back. Okay. And you can see the texture of those cheese popping out. Okay. And the last thing for this is this unit looks like it has these little struts that come out the back. So this is a jumper plate, a 1x1 plate with the clip light, and then each of these have some of these Technic connectors. I put a 1x3 bar in through the half pin, which then goes to the cylinder and a tile. And that was necessary to achieve this look, and also give just the flexibility to make the strut just exactly the right length, so that it abuts the rest of the body when we attach it. So, and then the strut section here will connect in here, so ends up looking like this. Now we're going to work on this front element that sits just to the left and right of the cockpit. It has this kind of swept curve above and below, and a little disc element for relief. This is the one from the right. It's symmetrical. I'll make the one from the left. And it starts with this bit. So this is just a 1x3 plate, 1x2. It's got a brick with side stud, a brick, and then this is a 45-degree inverted slope with plate. And on the brick with side stud, we're going to put a tile. Okay. Then this is a corner plate, tile, cheese grater, and we'll go like this. We've got a 1x3 tile. We'll lock it in from the top. Okay, put that aside for a second. The next part starts with this is a headlight brick. It's got a round plate, a cheese on top. It's then plugged into a brick with side stud that has a plate on it, another plate on top. It goes into one of these arches, and then under the arch is a brick with side stud. Okay, so just switch that up. And then this is another arch brick. It's got a jumper on it, and it's just going to fit in underneath, like so. This bit is a brick, Technic brick with an axle hole, and then plugged into that are two bricks with side stud. They're just opposing one another, like that. And then we'll around the back here. So we'll take this this component and plug it into that jumper. And this is to give line up that axle hole nicely with this open space between the arch bricks, into which then we'll take this disc with a short axle and plug it in. And it's deep enough that it gets some grip. It's not going anywhere. And then back to this original component. Now we can just put the back of the cheese grater in here. And then the entire component is put together. So it looks like that. Now I'm going to work on one of the baffles for the side of the ship. And it starts with this bracket, 1x3 tile plate, and then one of these slopes with cutout. And that's going to fit up underneath this Technic slope with a 1x2 brick with side studs. It's underneath it. Just like that. And then we have another one of those slopes. This one has a plate with a handle, just some half pins, so put together like that. And then I'm going to use a 2x2 tile on top to latch it. Okay. The next part starts with a couple of bricks with side stud on top of a 1x2 plate. That then is plugging into one of these slopes with a cutout, 1x2 brick, 1x2 plate, corner plate, 1x1 plate, and a cheese. And then on the back here, there's a brick with side stud and just a normal brick and cheese on top. Okay, cinch that up. Then this component is a 33-degree slope, a couple plates, cheese, one of these handle components, and then over here, 45-degree slope. There's a plate with a side light, 1x2 plate, a plate, and a tile. And it goes together like this. And then the two components using the stud exposed on the plate with the clip light go together like so. And then this is just a plate with a handle, plate with a clip, and then into a brick with side stud. And that will come now underneath. So it's going to look like this. And we'll connect that there. And the brick will come in here. Okay, and now you can see the side baffle. And then lastly, we'll take a couple of these cheese and drop those on top. And this is just going and using that small internal stud into the hollow stud of the brick with side stud. Okay, and that's the side baffle. So there are a few simple components that just are going to fit around the bottom of the ship when we put it together on the stand. So just sort of baffles, and this one's a 1x4 plate. It has some tiles on top, some corner plate with some cheese, and then plugged in the front is a 2x2 plate with cheese on. And then there's a couple of these guys, and this is all studs up. It's plate, 18-degree slope, a brick. There's some plate, corner plate. On top of that are three of these slopes with cutout. And then a 1x4 plate with handle and a couple of different geometries of tile. And it goes like that. And so there's two of these and this guy. That completes all components. If you return to part 1 of the video, everything can be assembled on the frame. Thanks for watching.